Good evening. Welcome back. I'm sorry about that. You all had to take care of something, and I had to make sure it was taken care of. So, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. So, what I wanted to come talk to you all about today is that your connections matter, right? That's what I want to come talk to you about. And a lot of my messages I really don't plan. I just kind of talk, off the cuff because when I feel like I have something to say, I come share it with you all. But it is very important to connect with the right people. Like I was trying to say before I ended my last video, I didn't understand how important connections were and how, and we learn, what I want to say is I want to preface that when you know better, you do better, right? When you learn, life because no one is teaching us things. And sometimes, your parents and people who take care of you can't, really teach you the things that you need to know, right? Because they're so busy trying to survive and make sure that you're living and breathing and just have the important things. And that's okay. You have to give people who raised you some grace. They can't teach you everything. Sometimes you just have to do things and learn things on your own, right? And do better with your children, right? Teach them some of the things that you may have wanted somebody to teach you. That's what it's about, learning and growing, right? So let me just say that. So cut the people some slack who raised you, who took care of you. They're not going to be able to teach you everything, right? Some things you have to learn just by life experience. Okay? But what I was trying to say is I was a person that always wanted to include everyone. I never wanted anybody to feel left out or feel, and I'm still that way to a certain degree. I still would acknowledge people, welcome people, make them feel welcome, make them feel like, they're part of the team, part of the family, part of the friend group. That's just how I am, right? And I understand that. But I learned that um being connected to certain people, when I mean connected, like bringing them into your intimate space, breaking bread with them, communing with them, is very important who you connect to. Because when you connect to certain people, or when you are connected to certain people, that those connections determine how far you will go. Those connections determine how deep um your relationship with God will go, how how successful you will be, right? It is all connected to the people you are connected to, regardless if they are family. Because that's where a lot of us get stuck at, when it comes to family and when it comes to people who we feel we should be connected to, right? We don't want to separate ourselves from them because we feel like we're supposed to be connected with them, right? And that's not always true. Before I came to the understanding and the knowledge that I have now, I know now how important it is being aware of the people who I'm connected with, being aware of the people who I'm calling my friends, being aware of the coworkers who I associate with, being aware of just anybody I'm associating with, because it's very important to where, God is trying to take me. Because you can get with the wrong people or be connected to the wrong people, and they will set you back or keep you stagnant. They'll keep you stagnant and you can't really grow and become who God is trying to teach you to become, or show you who you are. And I want to tell you, one of the ways that you are this is one of the ways that you are know you're connected to the wrong friendship, the wrong relationship, marriage, the wrong family ship, any kind of relationship. This is how you know you are connected in the wrong spaces and in the wrong places, because you can't be yourself. You can't be yourself fully. You're going to always feel like you have to dumb yourself down, or you just can't be who you really are. Because a lot of people who are connected to so-called friends and relationships and family, they're presenting on a surface level. They're not even them full self. They can't be themselves. They can't be themselves 100%. They have to be someone else to be connected to those people. And I don't believe in being fake. I don't believe in, not being who I am just to be associated and connected with people. But this is how you know you are not connected to the right people. You can't be your full self, right? And you're not supposed to show everybody every part of you, but still you don't feel like you can say certain things. You don't feel like you can do certain things. You don't feel like you can perform at a certain level. You don't feel like you could state your opinion on certain things around people. This is why I'm very careful who I connect to. I'm very careful who I connect to, who I'm connected to. I'm very careful of what I say. I'm very careful about a lot of things when it comes to being around certain people and connecting to certain people, because people are a lot of people are not aware, of who they are. So when you come with your light, when you come with your anointing, when you come with your positivity, they're going to feel threatened by that. They're going to feel like you're trying to compete. They're going to feel like you're trying to show them up. They're going to feel like they are small because you are coming in 100% of yourself. You are growing. You don't want to stay the same. You want to do something different, right? And they're going to feel some type of way about that. Even when I noticed, even when I started out connecting to people, because I talk to everybody. I'm very kind. I'm a very kind person. Okay, I'm very likable. It's either you're gonna like me or you're not, and that's okay. I used to have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that anymore because I understand who I am, and I understand my calling. I understand what it is that I'm meant to do on earth. Okay, everybody's not going to receive me, and I am. I'm a hard pill to swallow. I'm a lot. Okay, I am a lot, and I understand that. That's okay. That's okay though. But I realized that, sometimes when I want to connect with people, or when I do connect with people, they seem to be okay in the beginning, right? But then once they get to really see and know who I am, like over time, I could feel that energy shift. You ever had people like that where y'all start out good? That's why we have to test the spirit. That's why we can't. What I've learned and what I'm telling you all, what I learned to test people's spirit. I learned to play the long game before I really bring people in and get all emotionally invested. I learned to test people over time because people will show you who they are over time. But we be so caught up in the swift and the fast in the moment because it's like a feel good moment in the beginning. We don't wait things out, and that's what I had to learn. Even with friendships, I learned to wait things out. I learned to test the spirit and watch how you treat your friends and people who you deal with, and I watch a lot of things, right? So when connected with certain people, I realized, it could be it'd be good at first, right? It'd be like a honeymoon stage, like in a relationship. It'd be good at first. He's opening the door for you. He buying you gifts. He's calling you all the time and all of this stuff in the beginning. But over time, you will see people's energy go to switching up and changing, right? Because they starting to see who you really are. They starting to see that, yes, you do have certain standards. They starting to see that you do have certain convictions, that you do have certain morals and values, that you do believe certain things. And people will go to feeling some type of way. And then the energy will go to shifting. And then now it's like this secret competition. And now it's like this picking apart of, your character. Now it's like the criticism come. No, see, mm-mm. See, that type of behavior, I used to tolerate that stuff. Now I've gotten in the habit of shutting that stuff down. I've gotten in the habit of not bringing people close until they have been vetted, until I've watched and did my own little test, because people want to connect to you when you have good, positive energy, when you're always speaking life, because they can extract that from you. They can use you, okay, for your benefit. to always encourage and motivate them. That energy is top tier. When you're a positive person, when you're always saying, you know what, you can do it, when you're always trusting in God, when you're always pouring into yourself, when you are always doing the work on you and you're able to exude that positive energy, people can pick up on that. They want to take that from you. They want to extract that from you because that energy that you have will give them the boost that they need to get them where they're going. So they can kind of use you. They can kind of feed off your energy to elevate themselves. You see, you understand what I'm saying? They could use that and they'll call you and trauma dump and dump all their issues on you. Instead of getting a therapist, they want to call you, right? And tell you about all their woes and their issues, but don't want to pay for a therapist or don't want to pay for deliverance or not pay or get delivered, right? Because they feel that energy from you. They feel that you have that healing energy because you've been doing the work on yourself. You've been uprooting the issues and going inward and looking inward and doing all the work you need to do to get yourself where you need to get. So you can be in a happy place, so you can be in a good space. They'll rather come and extract that from you. That's why I learned to vet people. And I have a good friend that taught me you got to let people go through their process, right? You have to let people go through that process. You can't interrupt that process. And that's what I had to learn because I used to interrupt people's process because I insert myself and try to be little lowercase g and try to help them and motivate them and encourage them and be there for them, trying to be to them what I wanted somebody to be for me. And that's not always the case. You got to pray about stuff, right? You got to ask God, am I supposed to be here? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be here, you know, interrupting what they got going on? Now they can lean on me instead of leaning on you. No, I had to learn that. I had to learn. I had to learn. And it wasn't easy, but I think I got it now. I think I got it now because I don't have no problem shutting people down. I don't have no issue with telling people, yeah, take that to God. Take that to God. Let God handle it. Let Him deal with it. You're gonna have to fix your own issues. You can't lean and depend on me to fix your issues. And that's what people will do. When you're connected to certain people, they see that you carry this certain aura, and they'll want to depend on you because they don't want to do the work for themselves. They want you to do the work. They want you to carry the heavy load. They want you to carry that burden. And I had to learn. I had to learn. I can't be everything to everybody. People have to pick up their own cross and they have to carry it. Because if you get connected to the wrong people, they'll take you off your course of what you're supposed to be doing. You'll get so far off track on what you're supposed to be doing, and you'll miss your mark dealing with people. You will miss your mark being connected in the wrong relationships, connected and married to the wrong person. You will miss your mark. You will miss it because you're so caught up in what everybody else got going on, and what your children got going on, and what your siblings got going on, and what your spouse got going on, what your in-laws got going on. You will miss what your friends. You will miss your mark. Because some connections are a distraction. Believe it or not, some connections are a distraction. Because when you're connected to certain people, they will come distract you and take you off your path. They'll come take you off your path. You were doing fine until a certain person came in your life. And now you're all consumed with their issues. You're consumed with their family. You're consumed with their friends. You're consumed with their traumas. And you don't forgot all about what you were supposed to be doing. You forgot all about where you were headed. You don't forgot all about your own kids, own children. If there um was something that I've learned on my journey, right, of healing, on my journey of just my transformation. If there was not one thing I did not, if it was one thing I learned, was to allow people to go through their own journey, allow people to go through their own process. I learned to move out of the way. I learned to move out of the way and not be a hindrance to people, not be a stumbling block, not be an enabler. Yes, you're going to get criticized for it. I got criticized for moving out of the way of so many situations. I was criticized, and that's okay, because you got to know that what you're doing is the right thing, right? You have to know that what you're doing is what's right for the situation, right for you, and right for the other person. Because you don't want to be distracted, connected to the wrong people. You don't want to be distracted. You don't want to be stagnant. If you connected to the wrong people, especially the wrong friends, they'll put you in this secret competition, like you're trying to compete. Okay. There will be this sense of jealousy, and people always trying to put you in a competition, like they're trying to, I used to be connected with, had some friends like that growing up in my young adult years, where I always felt like they were competing, and I'm saying to myself, like, I'm not competing against you all. Like, what you have going on and what I have going on is different. It was always this feeling of secret competition. And I was right, I was right. But I didn't know myself at the time. I didn't know who I was. I was so, so I won't say broken, but I was just so unhealed, and I didn't understand a lot of things. I was more friends to people than they were to me, right? Because I know where I come from a genuine place. My heart is pure. I don't have ill intentions when I'm doing things, when I'm helping people, and when I'm giving. I give to folks and don't think about it. Half of the times I be forgetting till somebody bring it up to my attention, because it's just a natural thing for me to do. I don't need for nobody to see me. I don't need for no camera to be on me. I don't need for nobody to praise me. I don't need for nobody to, you know, like validate what I'm doing, because it's just natural. Your connection sometimes to who you're connected to will make you feel unappreciative of what you have. They'll put you in this space of being ungrateful because of their energy. They'll make you feel like, you always have to do more and get more, when what you have is already enough, because of what you've been through and where you come from. Like, you don't have to be having the most to feel appreciative. But when you connect it to certain people, they'll make you feel like, or try to, let me just say that, try to, because when you got gratitude, you just got gratitude. You just thankful. But they'll try to make you feel um like you need to do more, when you're content with what you already have. You're very content with what you have. You're not competing. You're not trying to do things to appeal, to look a certain way to people. Hmm. So you just have to be, I tell you all, you have to just be careful of who you connect to, because when you connect to the wrong people, though these people will set you back. You will be stuck for years. They'll set you back 10 and 20 years, and you got to pray yourself up out of all of the confusion and the pain that they've caused you. All the confusion, the misunderstanding, the trauma. Like, you got to be careful. Like, I didn't know, like, a lot of this stuff that I know now and the knowledge that I have. And I don't want to say that I regret things. It's just that sometimes we wish we knew what we knew now back then. But then if we knew it, there wouldn't be any growth. There wouldn't be any lesson to learn. Because some of the things that I know now that I, think back to things that I've gone through, I'm like, if only I would have did this or said this, you know, we go back there for a minute, especially dealing with people. Especially dealing with people. But sometimes we don't know. We just don't have the confidence and the boldness. And, when I was, well, the situation I'm talking about now, I was just such a people pleaser that I just suffered. I just suffered in silence. And I said that'll never happen to me again. I never allow anyone to create an atmosphere where I don't speak my truth, where I can't speak up for myself and feel bad because I'm doing it, because I'm not being respected. Okay. I said I'll never do that again. But when you don't know, and when you have to pull yourself up out of certain mindsets, you tend to tolerate certain things until God give you the courage and the boldness to overcome that. Because we sit and suffer in silence because we don't want to make people mad. We don't want to interrupt like the system, right? We don't want to interrupt the little family system. We don't want to interrupt the friend system because, everything seems to be going so well. And it's not really going well. It's more trauma and issues just being swept underneath the rug. And unfortunately, this is where boundaries have to come in, because you have to teach people how to treat you. You have to teach people how to operate in your life if they want to be a part of your life. Because some people are so arrogant and prideful that they feel like they have access to you regardless of what they do to you. And that's trauma right there. That's trauma, and it's foolishness. People don't get the right to disrespect you and come into your life and cause havoc and think you're just supposed to sit there and take it. Like, who does that? And who tolerates that? Only the people tolerate it is an unhealed person, people who have not dealt with their trauma. We tolerate, because I've done it. I'm not being hypocritical. I've done it for years where I tolerated people and their nonsense and their mistreatment of me when all I'm trying to do is just be genuine. And I'm not a victim now. I don't want y'all to receive this as if I'm saying I'm a victim, because I'm very victorious. I'm a victor. Okay. But when I look back on my life and certain things, like, people have some audacity. Like they say, where did they buy that audacity? People got some audacity and they think it's normal. And then when you call it out and when you bring it to their attention, it's like you seeing a manifestation of all kind of demons just manifesting because you called something out or you brought something to their attention, regardless of in any tone or form, respectful or however you say it. Just because you brought it up and you called it out, oh, now they them spirits mad, because they want you to allow them to torture you, to mistreat you, and you not say anything. And I don't know who created that rule, but that don't apply over here. That go for family, in-laws, children, co-workers, for whomever. You don't get to mistreat me because I know I'm not going to mistreat you. You don't get to do things to me that I won't do to you. And I'm going to be okay with it. That's not how we do. That's not what we do over here. There's something called boundaries. And if you don't respect those boundaries, I don't have to be connected with you. And that's period. That's on period. How the little young folks say, period. Like, no, it's nonsense to sit there and tolerate stuff from people in their wickedness and foolishness. And they think you're supposed to sit there and be like, okay, you can still come around, you can still come into my house, although you don't respect me, right? You can still come to my house, although you don't, you're not friendly or cordial with me. Like, no, that's unacceptable. That shouldn't be tolerated. And we have to stop feeling bad. When you have a genuine heart, we do. I'm gonna be honest, we do. We feel bad when we have to put people in their place, when we have to tell people no, when we have to stop dealing with people. It bothers us. It bothers us at first. But then when we realize there's peace that come with that, oh, we want to cut everybody off. The cat get cut off, the dog, but we can't live like that. But when you find that there is peace, when you stop allowing people to cross boundaries, you be waiting just to sit and get mad at somebody. And that's not a good it's not a good place. That's not a good place to be, not get mad, but cut somebody off. That's not a good place to be, but you have to communicate. And what I found is a lot of people don't know how to communicate. They don't like to communicate. They don't like to communicate because communication is going to force you to look at yourself and look at what you're doing. Because some people are so prideful, they think because they're older, okay? They think because they're older, they have all the wisdom. But some of these people are just older in age, but spiritually, they're babies. Spiritually, they're toddlers. Spiritually, they haven't healed. They stuck in a place that they were traumatized, and they inflict all this pain on people because they're teenagers, young adults, 60, 70 years old, and you still act like you 25 in the emotions. No emotional intelligence, no wisdom, prideful, want to have their way with everything, destroying families. You destroying your children's families because you can't have your way. You want to destroy things that you can't have control over, right? It's craziness. People will do that when they can't have control. When they can't control people, they set out to destroy folks. And this is why you got to stay prayed up. This is what I've learned in my journey. You got to stay prayed up because people will try to destroy you when they can't have their way. They'll assassinate you, like the words say, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. If they can't control you, they'll lie on you. They'll assassinate your character, turn people against you because they can't control you, because you won't bow down, because they can't manipulate you anymore. So they'll work behind the scenes and try to turn your children against you, family members against you, friends against you, co-workers against you, your spouse against you. They'll do that. And you have to be aware and alert. This stuff is spiritual. They'll turn your co-workers, lie on you. But you still have to remain who you are. You still have to remain who you are and be truthful to yourself and not let anyone, I once heard, this is not my quote, I once heard somebody say, and I don't know who it is, you listen to people and you hear things and you kind of stick. There's a difference between having a bad day and having bad character. There's a difference. We all have bad days, but when your character is bad, oh, that's a, we need to be alert. We need to be alert. So that's what I want to come talk to you all about. I hope you all are having a blessed Mother's Day. I enjoyed my Mother's Day. Um, I really did. God is so good, so amazing. I'm so blessed. I have no complaints. Okay. I don't have nothing to complain about. If I fix my mouth to say I got something to complain about, um, oh, that was my niece texting me Happy Mother's Day. If I fix my mouth to complain about something, I'll beat my own butt. I'll spank my own self. Okay. Just to be complaining about something. And I got a lot to be thankful for. Right. I have a lot. Hey, Joanne. I have a lot to be thankful for. Happy Mother's Day if you are a mom. But I have a lot to be thankful for. That's my daughter calling me. I'm about to get off. But yeah, I gotta pay attention to your connections. They matter. They really do. They really matter. Your connections will make or break you. They will make or break you. They really will. They will make or break you. Like especially friendships. Friendships matter. I'm very big on friendships. I love having good connections, um, genuine connections. I don't want somebody to connect to me and feel like they can't be themselves, or I don't want to have friends where um, I get off the phone with them and I just feel heavy and burdened. Like we're supposed to carry. I like reciprocal friendships. Friendships are very valuable to me, right? Good friendships, not friendships that people can easily manipulate you against me. They could turn you against me by telling you some lies and you never come talk to me about it. I pray for good kingdom spiritual friendships where the person know me. They gonna know if this is me. If somebody telling them something, first of all, they're gonna shut it down. That's number one. They know not to go talk to my friends about me. Period. That's number one. You can't know. Okay, you got something to say about her? Let me put on the phone so we all can hear this together on three-way. You're not gonna just talk about my friends to me. Because I know how it feels. I know how it is for people to talk about me and turn people against me, and they were supposed to be my friends. I'm not going to do that. So I got into the habit of praying for good friendships, kingdom friendships, mature people who are not just going to believe in and everything. Let someone come and put bad seeds in them and make them turn against me. No. If that person is your friend, you should be able to call them and say, listen, is this true? I heard such and such and such. Or, you know, blah, blah. Like, no. I value friendships. I believe we need a few true ones, two or three, not many, just two or three. You don't need a whole group of people, but I believe and I value good relationships. I really do. I value good relationships. And see, when the enemy knows that, he knows how to come in and plant seeds. He knows how to come in and plant seeds and turn people against you, not knowing that when people come in and try to turn you against somebody, you're gonna lose that person's you're gonna lose that person's grace. You're going to lose that person's blessing. Because when you have a true genuine friend or a true genuine connection, that person come to bless you. That person is coming to add to your life. That person is coming to speak to your life. Person is coming to pray for you, covering you in prayer, knowing when you're going through something and just praying for you, interceding for you. Not all this surface, girls trip, um, you know, pictures look good for the gram friendships. No, true friendships where when you are connected on a spiritual level and you could talk about the struggles that you endure as a mom, as a wife, as a woman, and you all lift each other up. You all help each other get through those hard times and hard situations with no judgment. truth, but no judgment. You speak truth to your friend, but like, now, you were wrong for that. Now you shouldn't. That's not a good thing to do. That's not a good thing to say. You got to be able to tell your friends that, but y'all still be friends and not fall out and not, be mad and try to use your emotions to manipulate them and control them. And I don't know. I don't have time for all that. I don't have time. That's why I thank God for my friends. I thank God for the connections I have and the people He's sending me, who He's sending in my life. And sometimes you got to keep them a secret because people get jealous of that. Look, they get jealous of that. They don't want you connected to good people. They don't want you connected to people who are, happy Mother's Day, Betsy. They don't want you connected to people who are a blessing in your life. Like, I'm the type, I just don't be judging folks because I know if somebody pull back my curtains, they'll be saying a whole lot of stuff. Okay. But I am a friend that's going to call you higher, that's going to challenge you. I want better for my friends. When I win, I want my friends to win. If I'm blessed, I want my connections to be blessed. I don't want to be the only one blessed and, elevating, and my connections are not elevated and they're not operating their purpose. No, I don't operate like that. If I'm winning, I want my kids to win. I want my kids to elevate. I want them to go higher than I have. Like, who wants to be, I know for me, it just don't make sense to me. Because, some people like that. They want to be the only one. They want to be, the only one who's successful in the family. They want to be the only one successful in the friend groups because they want everybody to look up to them. But as soon as you start to rise, then they want to get an attitude or they want to get jealous. No, I don't want to be around people like that. I want me and all my friends to be successful. I want all us to have businesses and walk in their purpose. I want all us to be able to, pay for each other's trips. If we want to go somewhere, pay for each other's dinners. I want all us to be financially free. Okay. I don't want no friends where they want to be the only one. No, I want all us to be in good marriages, good relationships. All of us, not just me, not just one, not just two. No, that's how I am with my connections. I can't speak for nobody else, but if people connected to me, I want all us to be successful. Because when all of you are successful, it's hard for jealousy to enter in. It's hard for, that spirit of envy and jealousy. If everybody's winning, everybody's successful, it's hard for that spirit to come in. It'll try. Because certain people will come in, other friendships, other connections. But you have to be in a place where you shut that stuff down. I know when I connect to people, I got to vet them because I know what I'm going to give. I know what type of friend I am. I know when I'm a friend, I'm a friend. You got all of me. When I'm a friend, anything I have, you have. When I pray for my success, I'm praying for my friend's success. When I pray for my children, I'm praying for my friend's children. I know what I'm going to give, but I have to vet people to see what they got going on. I'm not saying I'm going into it to get, but they can't be coming halfway. No, I'm sorry. They can't. I don't care. They can't come. No, they can't be coming and I'm going to be the only one giving. There's no reciprocity. No, I can't be the only one filling up their cup. We got to be doing stuff together. I can't be the only one inviting them somewhere or they the only one invited. No, we're going to do it together. We're going to do it together. Shout out to my friends. I love my friends. Shout out to my friends. Oh, shout out to my friends. I love my friends. And it's not like we talk every day. We be on the phone and all that. No, because I know my friends got life. They got their own lives. I got a friend into ministry. I got a friend who's working. They got their own life. But when we connect and talk, it's a mutual connection. And I'm thankful. Okay? I'm thankful. I am thankful. And when we meet the ones who are part of the membership, if you're a part of the membership, we are meeting 5/25/25. So that's May 25th this year. Um, we're going to have a meet and greet. And I'm going to, share a little bit more of, some things that I've been going through behind the scenes. I just don't want to put it all out here. And you will be on camera, because I don't want anyone coming in trying to be a monitoring spirit. But you will have to be on camera so I can know who's there, so I can see who's there. So we're just going to talk, have a little chit chat, and then, see what you all have going on and just be led with however the spirit leads. That's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with the flow. So I hope to see you all if you're part of the membership. If you're not, you still have time to join, and then you can just come in for that, meet and greet, and then you don't have to renew the next month. But you have to be a part of the membership in order to get the information, right? You have to be part of the chosen ones membership here on this channel in order to get the link to the Zoom call that we're going to have, and it's going to be 7 p.m. and it's only going to be an hour. That I'm anticipating an hour, but it may go a little bit over. It depends on how the spirit moves and who I need to talk to. Basically, you can ask any questions. All those a meet and greet. I just be led however the spirit leads. I go with the flow. But it's basically a meet and greet, and we just talk and catch up with each other and see how each other is doing. And if someone needs some encouragement or motivation, or if they got a question, they always ask the question. I give them my advice if led to, if needed. But other than that, it's just a meet and greet. We're just going to talk and meet each other. Some people never really met, don't know the face behind the name on social media. The last one, we got to meet quite a few of the faces, and put faces to the names. With some of the people who follow me here on the channel, and they kind of like know each other when their name pop up. They saw their faces, so that's why they kind of communicate like, "Hey, this person, hi, that person," because we had a meet and greet and we kind of know who it is. So it's always a good thing. Always a good thing, and I really like that. I really like it. Because I want people to feel connected to me and not just coming here on the channel just listening. That's a way to feel connected and to really get to see me as a person, because I'm a person. I'm a human, okay? A real person. So I want them to connect with me outside of me coming to do a video. But it's the same thing. Now you do get a little more toned down version, because I am like very hilarious. I try not to be, but I am. But I know when to turn that off. Sometimes it just come out. It's uncontrollable, but it's just who I am. But it was nice talking to you all on this Mother's Day. I am honored and I'm blessed that you all came in to listen to me for about 45 minutes here. I appreciate you all. So you all enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day. I slept today, okay? I enjoyed my Mother's Day. I did. But I slept. I took me a nap. I didn't mean to sleep as long as I did, but I did. So that's why I'm up. Then I got up. I did a little cleaning. I did not cook today, okay? I did not cook at all. My son took me, my little one, my 13-year-old, we had went and got a little slice of pizza from Whole Foods, and we sat there and ate it. And that's what I had today. And I was fine with that. I was fine with that. So that was my Mother's Day. Then I did go to church. Church was awesome. God was just, yeah, he was awesome. Yep. Other than that, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be a mom. I'm blessed to be a pure-hearted mom, a mom who wants to see their children succeed. And sometimes, I got to be a tough mom. You got to be a mom where, you have to sometimes allow your children to go through things. It's called tough love. And that's just part of being a mom, But I think I'm going to say this and then I got to go. If you stay connected to God as a mom, he'll give you the tools you need at the time that you need them, because sometimes it's not easy, right? Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes you have people planted in your life and in your children's life who don't have the best like intentions, don't mean them any good, right? And the hardest thing is to navigate through that. But as long as you stay connected to God, He'll give you the answer. He'll give you the wisdom to navigate through these different challenges and obstacles, right? So I wanted to say that He'll give you the tools to do it, especially when you're pure at heart, when you have a genuine heart and you want the best for your children. Um, He'll give you the tools to navigate through that. So you all keep praying. Don't give up. You got to give tough love sometimes. Sometimes you got to move out of the way as moms because the kids, I always say the aliens come get them because you be like, I know this not my child. What happened to my child? Go get my child. This not my child. But that's the thing. They have to learn and go through their own process and journey. And then you just got to pray that God gives you the strength so you can endure watching them go through their journey. Because sometimes we want to be little mini God in our children's life, or we want to interrupt their process. But I've learned we can't be interrupting their process. We got to let these kids go through so they can grow and learn, and so they can see things, right? They can see what you're trying to protect them from, or they need to see what it is that they need to see, right? They need to see certain things because sometimes we can get in the way, parent moms. We can't get in the way and stop them. I tell myself, as long as it won't send them to their grave or to jail, we got to let them go through it. We got to let them go through it. If they're not going to be incarcerated or unalived, anything else, they just got to learn how to experience. If they don't want to take wise counsel, right? If they don't want to take wise counsel, and depends on their age too. So this doesn't apply to everyone. Depending on their age, if they don't want to take wise counsel from you, you got to let them go. You got to let them endure, right? So I'm glad I came to that understanding as a mom. That was the hardest thing, but I got through it, right? So you all be blessed, and I will talk to you all later. Let me see how to end this. So you all be blessed.